you weak bitches. I'm a weak bitch too. Limp wrist.
Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one. We're about to get into that video. But before we do, if you will go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We're going to get into this. This is an internet comedian and actress, Nikki Marina, and she has this humorous little rant that we're going to take a look at. So let's go ahead and jump into that, and then afterwards we'll come back with some commentary.
And another thing. I don't want to be praised for being strong anymore! I'm tired of being strong! Fuck being strong! Especially being somewhat of a black woman myself, praising me for being a strong black woman seems to be society's alternative to fucking helping me! I don't exist to be a walking inspiration to you weak bitches! I'm a weak bitch too! Limp wrist! Fragile! Weak! I am weak!
But no, Nikki, you're strong because you survived so much trauma.
Well, yeah, because the alternative is dying, you dumb fuck! You should be proud that your body did its fucking job to keep you alive, no matter the odds! No, fuck you! I'm a damsel in distress! Coddle me, motherfucker! Pity me! Help me! Don't you...
So there's her rant about needing help. So this is, again, an online comedian and actress. So she did it with some humor in there, but she's actually, I mean, I don't really think that she subscribes to these ideals in a way that, you know, you might think from hearing this that, oh, here's a woman who finally gets it. She's gotten a wake-up call. But she's still a very fourth wave, gender studies, feministic-minded woman. About a year ago, she...
Don't you dare try to sway me by calling me strong.
Had something else start playing. But about a year ago, I got that cut off now. About a year ago, she came out with this video where she was talking about, she would take her video camera and outside with her and film this guy across the way from her, claiming he was doing something to her by looking at her. She's kind of one of those types who would go to the gym and set up a video camera. If you happen to glance in her general direction, she claims you're victimizing her somehow. So, but what I think is happening here is that she's recognizing reality in spite of her ideology, which is a thing, right? That women the reality bumps up against these women's feminist gender studies ideology. But you can see here, she's one of these butch haircut having, big hoop ring in the nose type of women, all these rings in her ear. She's one of those kind of free spirit minded types, modern women who are the majority of these days that we're out here dealing with. But before we get more into that, I just want to remind you again that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. If you do that real quick, and we're going to get right back to the program and talk more about what's going on here and get into some commentary as well. The odd thing about this is, in spite of her making that rant about wanting help, she's actually married, right? You can see in the caption, you probably can't see on your screen, might be too small, how my husband bagged me. So that's what it says down here. So we can see that she's married, but we can see what kind of types of this, even though this is a make-believe couple, Padme doing her best to stand by her ass man. This is the kind of way she thinks about men, and probably the kind of men she attracts. She attracts the beta male, the guys who call themselves male feminists. That's the only kind of guy she would accept being with at this point in her mental mind state and ideology. That's the only kind of guy who would want to be with her, because the guy with standards and requiring cooperation and non-combativeness is going to deal with the kind of female victimhood that she shows up with. But let's walk through this video piece by piece, and we're going to have some commentary. Again, I think it's just some underlying truths that are revealed as she deals with reality. Hold on, let me get the volume up and all this. All right, let's get a refresh, and we should be ready to go here. Take a second.
And another thing! I don't want to be praised for being strong anymore! I'm tired of being strong! Fuck being strong!
So the strong, independent woman doesn't want to be strong anymore. And we've been seeing this a lot recently with women coming out. They want to live a soft life, which is a scam, and they want to not have to be strong, and they're having a hard time holding up to the rigors of life. And we have this video here talking about that. Women can't even get through the 9-to-5 work day, just having to go to work and not getting home till 6 o'clock because they can't have a great social life because they're worn out at the end of an 8-9 hour workday. And so they're on the internet crying about it. And we've seen many other videos of various types of women saying they want to give up on trying to do it all by themselves. The strong, independent woman thing is a hoax, and women are finally just having to deal with that reality, even as it still bumps up against their theology and their ideology that they want to push.
Especially being somewhat of a black woman myself, praising me for being a strong black woman seems to be society's alternative to fucking helping me!
It's not society's alternative. See, I hate how she tries to position this as if it is society at large who decided this. It wasn't society at large who decided this for you. This is what black women decided. Black women were the most married women in America in the 1960s. Now they're the exact opposite. In the late 1960s, you can see the decline. You can just look at the chart of marriage rates, and it starts declining in the 1960s and hard into the 70s. And it's because black women chose zaddy, white government daddy, over the black man. They put the black men out of their house. They say, give me a project apartment and some food stamps, and I'm gonna let government zaddy be my man instead of the black men, and decided that they don't need no man and that they can do it all by themselves with some welfare. Now welfare isn't enough. They're cutting y'all off of that. People don't want to even do Section 8 housing anymore because they don't want y'all tearing up their property. And then, of course, most people want to do better than what you could get out of that lifestyle. So now they want a six-figure man to come and take care of them. But men who have something, who have choices, don't want to deal with their attitudes and all of their crap because they don't bring anything to the table. They bring no feminine reciprocation. They want men to be everything traditional men have always been, but they don't want to be traditional women.
I don't exist to be a walking inspiration to you weak bitches. I'm a weak bitch too. Limp wrist, fragile, weak. I am weak.
Yeah, but no, Nikki, you're strong because you survived so much trauma.
Well, yeah, because the alternative is dying, you dumb fuck.
So this is just hitting you with the more of the truths, right? And she's realizing, hey, she doesn't want to be placated and hit with that. No, you're strong anyway because of all your trauma you survived, and what? You're just a person going through life doing what people have done for thousands of years, and there's 7 billion people on the planet existing and making it and having to do these things every day. These were roles that men typically used to play in women's lives, and now men aren't there because they put the men out and said they could do it all on their own, but they're not liking what doing it all on their own really looks like.
You should be proud that your body did its fucking job to keep you alive no matter the odds. No, fuck you. I'm a damsel in distress. Coddle me, motherfucker. Pity me. Help me.
And this is what women want. Women are very socialist minded. See, they want society to come and help them. But the thing they don't understand or realize, or what they don't want to accept, they really know and understand it. They don't want to accept it because, again, bumps up against that ideology and their ego and their arrogance, is that the man used to be that social network. It used to be that collectivism that they wanted. Their collectivism was their husband and their family that took care of them, that the division of labor in the household, so you didn't have to do it all by yourself. You could take care of the house while the man went out and slayed and hunt and worked hard all day, so you don't have to come home at dark after commuting for an hour every night, like the girl who's crying on that other video we showed the thumbnail of. You don't have to do all of that and have all that stress on you day after day after day. The man, your husband, used to handle that. That was your collectivism. That was your collective. Your family was your collective. But these women don't want families. They don't want to have children. They don't want to have to share. They're too selfish. We've seen a recent video with a young woman in her 20s, early 20s, telling her parents about that, telling us about how she had to have that conversation with her parents. They don't want men unless the men do what they want them to do and follow behind the women, and they don't want to have to submit, but they want the man's provision and protection without submitting to him. But how do you get protection and provision when you don't provide anything in return? No femininity. You're not going to follow a leadership, but you want to be led. It makes no sense.
Don't you dare try to sway me by calling me strong anyways. It's not a flex. I'm weak. Listen to the words that are coming out of my fucking mouth. I am weak!
No, it is not a flex. You are the ones who decided that that was a flex. Men asked you to be feminine and ask you to be cooperative and to follow their leadership. And if so, men would gladly welcome women into their household. Men's natural disposition is to take care of a beautiful woman who's given them the feminine energy that men so crave that really fuels and energizes men. But what we're not going to do is take care of loudmouth banshees, waggling their necks, talking crazy, telling us what you ain't going to do, and thinking that you're going to lead the way in our household when we literally are paying the cost to be the boss. I'm not going to pay 70, 80, 90, 100% and then go 50-50 on chores with you, and you have a honey-do list to tell me what to go do. No, ma'am. Not happening. So women can either fall into place or they can keep being out here whining about how they need help and they can help themselves and deal with all this on their own. The help that they're supposed to have is called a husband. That's the way God designed it. That's the way nature designed men and women from the get go. Black women chose this alternative. So subscribe, like us up over here as we continue with this men's mind centered content where we're trying to make sure that we have men's mind centered properly. And hit that subscribe and that bell to make sure that you get notifications to come back for more. You're about 2007. I'm out.